15 plus years of industry and research experience, our upcoming speaker has more than 10 published research papers under her belt. Armed with a PhD in electronics engineering from IIT Bombay, she has a specialization in cryptology. In her current role at Capgemini, she manages the GRC Cyber Security Department. It's now time to deep dive into an interesting conversation on how secure it is to use cryptography in the blockchain. What are the different kinds of cyber attacks we need to be prepared for? And what are the steps we need to impart to overcome these challenges? Everybody, we bring to you Dr. Shravani Shahapure, coming to your screens right now.
Hi friends, this is Prasanna Lohar, CEO at Blockstack and President of India Blockchain Forum. Today we'll talk about a path-breaking technology, blockchain. Blockchain is a foundational technology, just like what we have seen. Internet is another foundational technology. So today we'll talk about a lot of glimpses of a blockchain, why blockchain is so important in 2022 and onwards. So here we begin. So friends, in every 20 years, we will see some kind of a ecosystem will come and will change the way we do businesses, the change we do the operations, so on and so forth. If you look at way back in 1995 when internet came, or when you look at in 2007-8 when Android and iOS smartphone came into our life, we have seen there is a lot of changes happen in ongoing businesses, operations, the way we do the kind of communications, right? So innovation and the collaboration with the right partner and the technology is a key for every out there government, every corporate and every ecosystem out there. So now if you look at these logos, Kodak, AOS, BlackBerry or Nokia, these logos were the best logos that moment. But the challenge of these logos, they didn't understand how consumer is moving ahead with the latest technology, latest internet or latest smartphones or any of those path-breaking applications are coming, right? So now if you look at Industry 4.0 revolution and all those industry 1, 2 and 3, every industry revolution has given us something path-breaking ecosystem for society, for individuals. So initial first 3 industry revolutions, 1, 2 and 3, where they were around empowering governments, empowering corporates, empowering ecosystem. And the industry 4.0 is typically around empowering people. And industry 4.0 is a combination of many technologies. It is a combination of blockchain, AI, IoT, big data, and furthermore set of 15-20 technologies. So today we'll talk about what is so beautiful about the industry 4.0, what all those new technologies we are talking about. So let's look at these logos. Let's look at these logos. Google, Apple, or Facebook, which is rebranded as Meta, Amazon, Netflix, Jio, WhatsApp. These logos are the best logos which will prevail for more time, because these logos does understand which are those new technologies are coming in our life, blockchain or AI. You talk about IoT. These logos are doing a lot of research around these technologies and making these systems available to the end user. Now, just imagine an ecosystem where is a decentralized KYC, where customer comes to a bank A, for example, at a DCB bank and completes his KYC. So today it takes around 5,000 to 10,000 INR to complete one KYC. Just imagine millions of people out there in India, how much cost is going for creation of a one KYC for opening a one bank account. And eventually, if you look at the same KYC has to be used to another bank, right? So it's a rework for all this banking ecosystem. Or maybe same KYC can be utilized at insurance systems or telecom. So say example, if all of these participating actors or banks or insurance companies coming together on a platform or a chain where a customer who is creating his KYC with the help of a video KYC, Aadhaar or DigiLocker, which is written once in a system so-called based upon a blockchain, this KYC is to be immediately available to all the participating other companies or other banks. What does it mean? It means it will save so much of cost for a particular single use case, decentralized KYC. Similarly, if you look at media and entertainment industry, where without blockchain, there are challenges of flow of rights. How do we really incentivize the content creator? There are a lot of disputes. How much is being listened and how much is given back to the writers or publisher? If you imagine, again, the same system the way we have created our banking decentralized KYC. Similarly, if you create a decentralized media and entertainment industry, there will be a lot of incentives for everybody out there, for writer, publisher, digital service providers, and ultimately for listeners. So there are a lot of new business models are coming in because of this distributed ledger technology or blockchain. So friends, when you talk about internet, it was always there since 1995 and so on. If you could see on this slide, a lot of innovations have happened through internet. You can look at a Salesforce or Facebook, YouTube, Uber, Snapchat, and some of these innovation we can't live without. If I ask some of you viewers, let's stop utilizing Airbnb or YouTube or WhatsApp, you will say, no, it is a necessity of our life. That's how we have created foundation with the help of internet. So that is what we call it as a foundational technology. It's not a disruptive technology like iPhone or a smartphones or any of those Kubernetes and so on. But primarily, it changes the way we talk, communicate, implement, develop, and so on. Right now, when you talk about internet history, so it can be defined into three areas. Internet one, which is typically around web forms, page views, typically a era before 2000, and internet 2.0 is typically around social media, tagging, web applications, all the enterprise applications. So today we are sitting between 2.0 and 3.0, where most of the 3.0 applications will be around user behavior, engagements, IoT, smart applications, behavioral advertising. Lot many things are going to come in front of your customer by your corporate as a part of Industry 4.0. Now let's talk about blockchain. Blockchain is something which is another foundational technology like internet. I can treat it as a internet 2.0, wherein if you see with the initial experiment of a Bitcoin in 2009, where some of the banks, like say example Lehman Bank has vanished down there in 2008. They said that it is one of those profit-making bank, but within 1 year, this banking ecosystem has collapsed. So Satoshi Nakamoto, a pseudonym of a founder who has created this Bitcoin protocol, a blockchain protocol, which is really a decentralized financial ecosystem generation kind of ecosystem. But typically what we have seen over a period of several years is not only Bitcoin, but there are more than 17,000 cryptocurrencies. And some of those cryptocurrencies are backed by some asset, backed by some utility, examples like Ethereum or Polygons, EOS. And while we are creating today, this foundational technology is now has got into government use cases. Example, Estonia or Dubai or Australia. It is getting into payment ecosystem in form of a central bank digital currency by many countries. More than 100 countries are experimenting central bank digital currency, which will evolve and which will solve larger problem of cross-border payment or trade finance. So there are a lot many path-breaking applications are going to come in our life with the blockchain technology. But at the same time, we need to nurture this blockchain technology with layer 2 solutions around better integrity, better interoperability, better security. The way internet has evolved last 25 years, we need to keep evolving blockchain technology so that we have a larger use cases for today's human and tomorrow's machines or tomorrow's IoT devices. So friends, just to summarize, we are going slowly from internet 2.0, which was a cloud or a social media and mobile, to an internet 3.0, typically around IoT and AI. So blockchain is going to be there in the back end to safeguard complete internet 3.0. So blockchain will not work single-handedly. It has to cohesively work with the other technologies on a front side, IoTs or mobilities, and in the back side along with AI, big data, edge computing, cloud computing, and so on. So if you look at how technology stack work with each other, so just imagine, right? So on a cloud computing, the DLT stack is built along with the AI, API, IoT, OCR. So every applications which is a part of a internet 2 or web 2.0 eventually will be migrated, will be transformed onto these technology stacks. So every technology or every application which we today build on a web app or database on app servers, typically eventually will have these technology platforms around it. That's a need of a time. So let's look at how industry is responding to that, right? So Facebook or Meta, Facebook has rebranded themselves, 16-year plus branding of almost world's one-third population typically on Facebook, and that company is rebranding themselves as Meta just to do a lot of research around laser technology, blockchain technology, and metaverse. Recently, they have announced their high-end social media platform, Instagram, is now will be accepting or will be supporting non-fungible tokens. So that's a traction. While we are talking about the blockchain, these five forces, these five subsets of a blockchain are making a lot of noise, making a lot of traction, and creating a lot of businesses, jobs, opportunities for everybody out there. Cryptocurrency. There will be a lot of buzz around in India. Cryptocurrency may not be supported, but cryptocurrency is unstoppable ecosystem. If it is safeguarded, well regulated, I think it can create wonders for countries. Example, El Salvador, or there are furthermore countries like Malta. There are some smaller countries now adopting cryptocurrencies. And so on and so forth. If a cryptocurrency is a well-drafted use case with a utility and asset, so certainly I think it will give a lot of traction. That's what Switzerland national paper around cryptocurrency talks about it. Decentralized finance are those companies which are not regulated, but they have a larger advantage of a smart banking. They have an advantage of a zero settlement, no man in middle. That's how they can be a better banking in the future. But as they are not compliant, as they are not regulated, they have a lot of challenge out there. Although today capital market of these companies is more than 150 billion. But let's look at how regulation will support these companies, and they can become tomorrow's regulated entities under any of those regulators of the world. So decentralized finance are there to create a better financial inclusion for unbanked people. Third aspect, which is a very, very important aspect, what smartphone have created for us, metaverse is going to create that way for a communication. Tomorrow's communications are going to be invisible. Tomorrow's communications are going to be virtual. Tomorrow's communication will be on metaverse. Not surprisingly, Jio, Google's, Apple, there are consortium of 30 companies now. They are coming together to create interoperability platforms for a metaverse. So I think metaverse is the next wave. The way we communicate on the web or smartphones eventually will go on a metaverse. It's very, very important to understand what is metaverse all about. How do we create? So in a banking, I am creating some of those platform, virtual bank branch completely, or a experience for a customer to come and talk to the personal finance management assistants virtually. Somebody sitting in some other country, he can, that guy can talk to each other, or doing a KYC operations can also be done on metaverse. So there are unlimited set of use cases you will find eventually on the metaverse. Now NFT is a non-fungible token. Is something like if you are publishing some article or a blog or something creative on any of the website, anybody can copy paste it. But something which is put it on an NFT marketplace, I think nobody can copy. If they are copying, they are pasting it somewhere, there will be always a trail of who was the original content creator. So that is how tomorrow's web applications, tomorrow's social media will change. Example, we spoke about Instagram. Eventually, every other social media will follow NFTs. There are larger companies, Vodafone's, Coca-Cola's, NBA Shop, Top Shots, Infosys, and Take Mahindra are now coming up with a lot of platforms of NFTs, which can be largely useful for a content creator economy. Last but not the least, decentralized autonomous organization to create more and more transparency for board members, decision making, voting systems. So these 5 pillars, 5 forces are coming for us under blockchain ecosystems, cryptocurrency, decentralized finance, metaverse, non-fungible tokens, or DAOs, or decentralized autonomous organizations. So we spoke about all of this. Imagine cross-border payment with the help of blockchain, where more than 100 plus countries are evaluating CBDC. There are a lot of issues around crypto regulations around, but there are many countries are adopting crypto openly. The crypto have a different types. Could be a state of value cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum, or a digital currency like Libra, which is vanished last year. Ethereum or Secret. Tomorrow you can create your own tokens. For example, one of the valley in Bangalore, Pyramid Valley, we are creating a non-fungible token used by all the community members for various facilities available inside that whole valley. Likewise, many communities are coming up with their own cryptocurrencies or their own tokens, which can be used for many of those services. Some of the football clubs have announced their tokens will be utilized by the followers by buying some of those accolades, buying some of those beautiful t-shirts. So I think there is a new form of economy is coming in with the help of cryptocurrency, non-fungible tokens. Imagine who is working for blockchain: software engineers, technical architects, risk analysts, product managers, CAs, lawyers. The way we have seen the jobs are cultivated with Web 2.0 or internet, there are new form of jobs will come with the help of blockchain. And if you look at the salaries, it's very high. So it's very, very important for everybody out there to learn blockchain as soon as possible. Legal counsel, business analysts, crypto community manager, these are different types of new roles are coming in our life. Typically, if you have seen, financial ecosystem is adopting very heavily blockchain and the relevant application, followed by healthcare, insurance, and governments, and so on. India typically have announced its national strategy to look at how they can create a smart ledger system, smart India blockchain ecosystem, which will cater all the use cases for a government. NPCI has created its own platform, so-called Vajra. We can see decentralized KYC be created by MITI, Ministry of Electronics and Television, along with IDLPT and IIT Village. So friends, blockchain is becoming a mainstream technology. It is a no more emerging technology. It makes sense for everybody out there, from academia, corporates, industries, non-profit forums, governments, to adopt as soon as possible. Because today there are some kind of a challenge around blockchain which we'll have to coincidentally close and look at this architecture. There are a lot of challenges how to have a interoperability between two platforms, or a regulation compliance that we keep on hearing for in India stories. Having right set up of people and skills and a technology maturity. So these four areas we need to nurture so that we can implement blockchain ecosystem into our enterprise applications. So why do we need? So far what we have seen, these Olas and Ubers and Visa and MasterCard are intermediaries. Every business model in Web 2.0 is along with the intermediary. What happens out there? So any car driver or cab driver, he has to pay 25% of a fees for every ride. In the payments, banks have to pay almost 8%, or sometimes 60 rupees, or sometimes 30 rupees based upon type of transaction to NPCI, Visa and MasterCard. So that kind of centralization is there in today's ecosystem, which will add a lot of cost to every operation. Safeguard against hackers, data integrity between multiple partners is needed. We need self-sovereign identity. Just imagine you are doing transaction on Aadhaar and you receive a notification, this is what are you doing? So you say yes and transaction happens. So that kind of a self-sovereign consent mechanism we need in any of those payment ecosystem, digital identity ecosystem. There is too much of a monopoly of GAFA, Google, Amazon, Facebook and Apple. There is a challenge, rather opportunity to have a better sustainability development goals by UN by 2030, and World Economic Forum says if you use blockchain, you will be able to have a better traction around health, better traction around financial inclusion, better traction around good education, and there are multiple other sustainable goals can be achieved. Industry 4.0, multi-party data trust. So globally, here we are. These are all our problem statements and opportunities to do that. And we could say furthermore, to create a better digital identity ecosystem for those 3.4 billion people who have some form of ID but no digital trail. How can we create that? Or how can we create a better social media? How can we create a better digital documents where we see a lot of frauds around passports or PAN cards or Aadhaar cards? How can we create a better trust ecosystem where we don't have to put this billboards like this property belongs to me? Or how can we know from where my food is coming, my apparel is coming? How can we create that provenance mechanism? How can we have immediate insurance when a car get some damage? Can we just not order insurance the way we order food? Or how can we create a peer-to-peer payment ecosystem? How can we give an assurance that if you utilize your card on a website, your data may be available onto the darknet, but how can you create an ecosystem which safeguards your card data? We could see some of the Twitter hacks or social media hacks. How can we do away with these kind of hacks? Tomorrow's economy will be on a marketplace, a sharing economy. How can we create inherent trust when we are availing for Ola, Uber, automobile industry, or media and entertainment, or we are going for a co-working spaces? Furthermore, US says that there will be more than 350 plus entities will come on sharing economy, and down there we need a back-end trust. So there is a need of a trust. There are a lot of SMS frauds, OTP frauds. So friends, at the end of the day, every individual, every citizen is looking at, am I working closely with a better government, better bank, better healthcare, better hospital? And at the same time, banks are looking at, am I working closely with a better customer? Healthcare are looking at, am I working closely with a better patient? So I think mutual trust is needed everywhere. How can we transact with a better person? How can we deliver the right services to the better person? And on the other side, how they will need to know about me? How do I know that they won't misuse my information? So this kind of a trust dilemma is there for corporates and as well as end users. So there we go. What most of the banks are looking at, a digital culture or a better dispute management, zero NPAs, lack of a security system, better security mechanism, data privacy, better fraud reporting, adoption of a new interfaces like a metaverse, manual data reporting has to go on. So these are all the things where blockchain comes and says, I can deliver better experience. I can improve productivity. I will allow radically simplify collaboration between banks and insurance companies. I will reduce the chain of intermediate like Ola, Uber, MasterCard, Visa. I will increase the trust between those participants, lenders, borrowers, somebody want to buy, sell real estates, right? And moreover, with a better security. And I will provide resource saving. I will reduce the cost. I will improve the efficiency for corporates, individuals, and banks, and ultimately governments. Isn't it not a beautiful foundation technology like internet gets a blessing of another foundation technology, so-called blockchain? So that is why it's very, very important. So blockchain offers data security, irreversible traceability, programmable smart contract. It is a decentralized, less of operations. Mutual party trust is inherently out there. Single source of the truth. Anything written in a blockchain cannot be tampered. It cannot be changed. It cannot be hacked. And it's completely configurable, access rights, and so on and so forth. So friends, just imagine one example out there, right? Current banking, which is on Web 2.0, where transaction happens on e-commerce site or tablets or POS network, and the transaction is routed to the acquiring network, and followed by the transaction will go to MasterCard, Visa, or a RuPay. The transaction will be routed to core banking systems by the issuer side. Imagine so many servers are involved, so much of cost involved. And these are the systems which we have created since last 30-40 years. What is the challenge? Disputes. If a transaction doesn't go through, customer has to call to the contact center. Reconciliation settlement, which is an additional process which happens on a day two, so that payout or payout to that merchant where transaction was doing should happen. Manual interventions, lot of reversals. So this whole process is sitting on a lot of manual operations and huge inefficiency. And imagine if I create the same kind of ecosystems out there like this. So no more or less servers, only every bank has its node. One node is, say, example for DCP, another for another banks, and some nodes for regulator and PCI, where there will not be no disputes, no reconciliation, real-time settlements, no manual intervention, no reverse. This is how blockchain works. So imagine this particular architecture getting transformed into this architecture where it's without reconciliation. It is accessible to anyone who wants it. Transparent, single servers, not too much of a hassle of multiple servers, not too much of a regulation. So automatically, blockchain-based banking reduce lot of controls and lot of security parameters. It reduces the burden on the regulations out there. Example, Estonia is having more than 290 plus use cases of a government, banking, and so on. So this country was about to get vanished from the map, but with the help of a blockchain, this country has become a template for other countries to implement a blockchain kind of a technology. Example, Dubai is now coming up with a smart Dubai mission along with the AI and blockchain. They have created thousands of jobs out there in Dubai. The program has started 5-6 years before, and they have seen a lot of magical government use cases with the help of a blockchain. So friends, so far what we have seen, rise of a Bitcoin. Bitcoin is such a nice protocol, but the way it is misused, I think it has much facilities than what other cryptocurrencies are driving. When you look at the protocol, when you look at the technology underneath, which is a blockchain, is a path-breaking technology. Parallel economies are creating Libras and cross-border payments. The force of NFT, DeFi, Metaverse, DAOs, and other ecosystems, BIS, role of a banking is international settlement. They are helping all those countries to bring a central bank digital currency, which will overpower cryptocurrencies, which will overpower parallel economies. And at India's story, everybody knows India is going to come up with a digital rupee out there, which will be backed by blockchain. So eventually, when you look at in banking, it's not only about central bank digital currency. It's not only around a cross-border payment or a decentralized KYC or NFT. There are many applications will come. Example, easy financial inclusion, syndicated loan lending, secure open banking, safe recording keeping. So whenever there are more than two stakeholders, a fintech and a bank, more than two companies, more than two systems, and when they want to integrate, when they want to share the data, and when they want inherent trust in that ecosystems, ultimately the most important technology will come and change the way we operate will be blockchain. When you look at how do we identify use cases of blockchain? Now look at this slide where we could see on a functional and the technological side. On the functional side, if you want to create a transparency with the multiple parties involved or a transparency to all, go for blockchain. Information storage, multiple storage are required. Go for blockchain. You need a trust among participants, go for blockchain. Time sensitivity, if you want a real-time synchronization, go for blockchain. Alternatively, on a technology side, you need data security, you need better authentication, you have to remove manual processing, and you need a technical maturity scalability. Ultimately, blockchain is a fit assessment framework which can be helpful. So what is the future of money? Future of money could be a digital rupee, could be, I'll not be surprised to have a wheat coin in Punjab, or a sugarcane coin for farmers out there, or a milk coin for or in Gujarat, or a solar coin in Rajasthan. So ultimately, blockchain offers many things for us. It's not only this, but it offers many things for hotels, charity, SME industry, smart trading, e-commerce, supply chains, decentralized KYC, cyber security, forecasting, law, legal, car leasing, secure messaging, tourism. So every ecosystem, I am not stopping here, insurance, education, schools. And mark my point, every industry today is implementing blockchain, not in India, but outside of India. E-voting in Estonia, drone farming, gaming, energy trading, telecom industry in India is one of those largest. Warehouse financing, aviation industry like Bajaj Alliance has done insurance kind of a use case, smart farming, courier, logistics. So every use case, more than two stakeholders are involved. Supply chain is needed, provenance is needed, single source of a truth is needed, like e-voting. Blockchain is one of those path-breaking applications. And these are all those blockchain operating system, blockchain softwares, Ethereum, Hyperledger, R3, EOS, Hydra, Hashgraph, Stellar. Basic, specific to particular use case, one of those fabrics platforms we can choose. If you look at the larger adoption of blockchain, finance industry and insurance industry is 42%, followed by ICT 36% approximately, media and entertainment, public services, retail consumers. So eventually, every sector is adopting blockchain. Down the line, 5 years, 10 years, we'll not talk about blockchain. What we'll talk is we'll talk about use cases of blockchain. So down the line, next 10 years, it will be always use cases of blockchain for us. this is just to summarize once again, from where my food coming. Look at this slide where you could be able to see the farm oil is coming from this palm oil plantation, which oil mill refers. So every transaction is tagged under a blockchain ecosystem, blockchain layer apart from digital layer. So at the end user, when he's looking for any of those from where my food apparel is coming, we'll be able to identify. IBM has implemented this kind of ecosystem for tracking of the oranges, or the use case where I was talking about, how can I order insurance on the fly? Tomorrow's cars are going to be a part of constitute of all those IoT devices. And if something goes wrong, a car drives. So car is embedded with all the sensors and detects lights, temperature, navigations, and colors. By mistake, if a car crashes, it will calculate its own damage and give back to that ecosystem of blockchain. And ultimately, at the end of a day or at the end of a few minutes, user will accept the smart contract trigger an immediate payment to his account backed by a digital identity or Aadhaar will happen in align with the UPI or any of those ecosystems. So the current railroads like Aadhaar, UPI, and many other things will be utilized to drive blockchain-based use cases. This is an insurance use case. You can go back and see what more use cases can come in your industry, in your corporate, in your surroundings, so that we connect those dots and create a better blockchain-based ecosystem. Blockchain City is a dream of a Telangana district and of a Telangana state. They are creating a blockchain district where it will have a larger supplier, warehouse things, townhouses, thermal energy plant. There are many more things which can be created under a blockchain. Complete city can evolve smartly under a blockchain ecosystem. So friends, blockchain is a path-breaking technology. We'll not talk about blockchain in 2030 the way we don't talk about internet today. We talk about those phone pays, Google pays, WhatsApps, Snapchats are primary use cases of a blockchain, right? So similarly, we'll talk about only use cases of blockchain down the line next 10 years. What does it mean? It means that today is a time you have to go back and start adopting blockchain technology, learn blockchain technology, research blockchain technology, create people and skill set, create a technology maturity protocols under a blockchain, and let's ready for futuristic use cases, not only in banking, but many other area. So thank you so much for inviting me here for this wonderful discussion at DevOps India Summit 2022. See you.